Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Pierre. I'm a physician, a healer. Really, I consider myself a Cuban witch doctor. I work a lot, um, with the body and with the spirit and the soul, and integrating earth medicine and magic and soul alchemy. Basically, what that means is um, I really like to look at what is hidden in your life and bring it to light. And through doing that, you get to learn more about who you are and really embody and experience more self worth and empowerment so that you can actualize your purpose and mission in life. So, soul sorceress, whatever you want to call me, just don't call me late for dinner. That's really important to me. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to do a talk about the new moon in Libra, which occurs tomorrow. So it's at 26 degrees of Libra. And so for those of you that are just learning about the moon cycles occur every about 28 days. It's similar to a woman's menstrual cycle. And it's basically a new moon is a fresh start. It's a new seed. It's a new beginning that you have. And just like with a new seed, we nurture it. We set intention. We say, all right, this is what I want to be putting my focus, intention, and energy into. This is what I want to plant in my garden of life. And, and right at the new moon, it's in the dark, like it's in the soil, and it's a seed. Like we have no idea what the seed is going to become, but then as the cycle progresses and we move into the full moon, then this is where actually we see the big moon, right? Like actually at a new moon there is no moon. You don't see it in the sky. And then a full moon is the illumination of what you planted and what intention happened at the new moon. So it's a flowering, and then as that moon starts to wane and actually get smaller again, then it's getting ready to release and come back into the next cycle for the next month. Okay, so as of tomorrow, we begin a new moon in Libra, and it's going to be at, I'm just going to check my notes here, at 26 degrees of Libra, and it's exactly opposite the planet Uranus. And so what that means is it's a fresh new beginning in the sign of Libra, which is about partnership. It's about social graces. It's about our relationships. Libra is the social butterfly, par excellence of the zodiac. Charming and sophisticated and justice, and social equality are all things that Libra refinement values. And so these will be themes, that will be coming up, like how balanced is your life? How much truth and beauty is in your life, and do you want to cultivate? And because it's opposite Uranus, there's a wild card element. Uranus is the great awakener in astrology. So what it does is it brings a bit of chaos and like a lightning strike into the system to help us break away old patterns and begin new ones. So the 26 degrees of Libra is the part of, the whole sign of Libra is part of the third decan, which is like, it's the last 30 degrees, so from 20 degrees to 30 degrees. And this is about really helping us find our truth. It is ruled by Mercury so there's an element of a trickster type quality there. And basically what tricksters do is they are in the liminal spaces, between reality and unreality. It's like where our borders and boundaries are, meaning when we set a border or we draw a line in the sand or we say, this is me, you cannot come over here. Like our immune system is a type of border. So in the body, anytime Mercury is involved, know that the immune system, is something that, may be up. So, and what these borders do is it helps us to define our values, saying, I value this, and therefore I want this to be in my border, or I don't value that, and therefore I want that outside of my border. And so what tricksters do is they kind of play on these edges. And in that playing, they're helping us to get clear with what our boundaries are, what we really, really value. And if we're deceiving ourselves, or there's also the possibility of other people deceiving you, which therefore it's a deception of your own self, you weren't seeing something. Theft is something that will come to light, come to the surface. Theft of our values, theft of our integrity, theft of our personal property. So I'm going to my notes here. Yeah, so tricksters test our boundaries of what we feel is true. And in order to avert being, getting tricked by the trickster, we have to know what our real boundaries and borders are. And so this new moon is going to bring, to our lives our, money, how much wealth we have in our life, and wealth not only being money, but, the abundance of truth that we have in our life. And this is a great time to kind of make those things right. If we've been living in such a way where we aren't being truthful, then this is a great opportunity to start speaking our truth and getting more abundance of wealth in our life, because we're honoring our own boundaries. So it is auspicious, meaning these activities are really favorable for this next month, is gaining of wealth, material prosperity, whether that's, through actual money or, other types of resources such as friendships, business negotiations, contracts, and it's also traditionally a good time, which I think is curious, for digging wells and finding underground treasure. So again, that kind of comes back to, getting into untapped resources that we didn't know that we had because we weren't being truthful to ourselves. And the ruler of this new moon is our love goddess, Venus. And Venus she's not at 26 degrees Libra, she's actually a little bit further behind. She's at 6 degrees of Libra. And so whenever we have a new moon, there, it's in a sign. And that sign, all the different signs of the zodiac, from Aries, Taurus, Gemini, all the way through to Pisces, has a planet that rules that sign. And so in this case, the ruler, meaning the lady that's in charge of Libra, is Venus. And so we always want to look to, well, what does Venus have to say? What words of wisdom can she whisper to us? And Venus, is in the body, is our heart. It's also our reproductive system, our venous system, meaning our veins, how we bring in and attract in messages from different parts of the body, bringing the blood back from the different, extremities of the body and bringing it back to the heart so that the heart can be communicated to, and our heart knows what's going on in the rest of the kingdom. And that's how we, have an open relationship, a good flowing communication of relationship. So, and with Libra being at 6 degrees, this is, actually that's what I was just saying, is it's auspicious for gaining wealth, material prosperity, building friendships and negotiations through contracts. Very like Libra, it's like making friends and being like, it's very social. There's like an intelligence of knowing how to be nice and kind of getting what you want, because you're really listening with your heart to the other. The Libra it's all about the other. And when we listen to other people and we kind of like, we allow ourselves or our ego to take a back seat, then there's a really nice, harmonious, there can be, as long as we're being truthful, and after we've listened and put the other person in front of our own needs, then we also check in with our needs and we see, okay, all right, well, and sometimes that means there might be a compromise that has to happen. Other times it's a win-win. Ideally we want win-win scenarios, but, in life sometimes things just don't flow that way, and other times they do. So this new moon doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel very karmic. There really is no element of that happening. It seems very auspicious for having win-win scenarios happening. So that's basically it, for this new moon reading. I am going to draw a goddess card to help guide us a little bit further into what we can place our focus and attention into building in our lives. And then also, before I do that, I would like to offer to you guys new moon readings. And these new moon readings will go specifically to your chart, looking at, where is this happening to you? Meaning, where is Libra, the sign of Libra, what area of your life is going to be highlighted by this new moon? So, like, for example, Libra, for me, is my 10th house of public reputation, career, my vocation, So I know that that's what my focus is going to be on, making like business connections and relationships and doing partnerships, doing maybe artistic projects with other people, because Libra is a very creative and artistic sign. But if you had Libra, for example, in the first house, it would be more about your physical body, and how can I like look good, what type of relationship do I have with my identity, with my body, with my image, with my health. So these readings will focus upon that. Any other relevant, things that, are happening, that is a definite need to know. And really what I'm doing is focusing on curating different art media, such as music, reading materials, artistic reading materials, art pieces, drama, cinema, things of that nature that will help to inspire you based upon your chart to get you, whatever your intention may be. This is the fuel and the inspiration to help feed that into a reality. So if you're interested in doing those, they're $33. I will be offering this till the end of the week. And they'll all be delivered by Monday. Yeah. So, and I think depending upon how this goes, I'll just start offering those every month. I've done them before, and I usually do them more with patients or clients that have been working with me for a while. But I've been thinking about just doing this as a kind of like offering all the time. So I love doing them, and I hope that you will sign up and try them too. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and